Right here, we have Tim Anderson talking about how he was counted out on the Play Loud campaign. And when I watched this interview, it made me feel some type of way. So we're going to talk about it today. And if you watch into the end, you're going to get a gift from me that'll allow you to, be a better hitter. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely watch it to the end. And with that being said, let's jump into the content.
I know you're part of MLB and all of this, but I want to say something. I'm going to say it on camera because you started probably one of the biggest controversies with the backflip, right? And later in the season, they put out this whole "the kids play loud," and I didn't see one shot of Tim Anderson in that video.
Right, that motivated me. Man. I'm always being counted out, so I got to put this stuff right in front of their face, and that's going out and playing hard, man. And they're not gonna deny me. If the game speaks for itself, I go out and do what I got to do. I ain't worried about them, validating or confirming that I'm good. I don't need nobody to tell me I'm good. I know how good I want to be. I know what I got to do, and the fans gonna vouch for that.
Yeah, continue to do what you're doing and creating to grow that young fan base, because I know they're watching and we're watching.
Yeah, we coming, man. We coming. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for the season, and we ready.
Welcome back to my channel. I'm former Major League Baseball player Jermaine Curtis, and today we talk about how Tim Anderson was counted out. And when I heard what he said, at first I was like, nah, that's not true. He wasn't counted out. But then as I started to dig deeper, and more specifically, I watched that Play Loud campaign, I didn't see him in there. And that was shocking to me, because when I correlate playing loud, I think of Tim Anderson, and for him to not be in there, that just made me feel it was just shocking. For him to not be in there, it was shocking to see. But what I really liked was how he used that to motivate himself. That's his why. That's the reason why he is where he is. And you need to understand what your why is. You need to figure out what that is. Why do you do what you do? Because that's going to propel you when you're going through slumps, when you're not consistent, when you are in a town of 2,000 people all the way across the country away from your parents, or when your parents are in a different country and you come over here. That's what's going to propel you forward. So what's your why? Why do you do what you do? And that right there, when I read this, I was like, he's giving you the secret gem. And if you just decode it a little bit, if you look into it a little bit more, you'll understand. And what I mean is this: when you play with emotion, that's when you're going to separate yourself. At that point, you are doing what your purpose is. And a lot of players are just playing the game, but they're not playing with purpose. They're not understanding who they are. They're just playing because maybe they might be good. But think about when you were playing your best. Think about when you were successful. You were playing your purpose. You wasn't just playing the game. You can also go back to players that you played with that are super successful. They play like that is something that they were born to do, because that's their why. And you need to figure that out if you're trying to separate yourself. When I watched a documentary of Kobe Bryant, RIP, I watched a documentary on him. The whole thing, was about his story, his life, all that stuff. But what I got was that he used emotion to propel him forward. And this is what Barry Bonds did. Barry Bonds would do this too. Barry Bonds would talk to me about the media and how the media made him look bad. And he'd be so upset about it, but he used that as fuel to play on the field. I was like, I was young, I didn't understand, but then I started to dig deeper back at my past, and I was like, back in middle school, back in elementary, back in high school, people would talk crap. People would say things about me that upset me. And I know that when you're younger, you talk crap about everybody, but they were saying some things to me that was really, really, messed up. And I used that emotion to propel me. I kept telling myself, man, watch, I'm going to be one of the best baseball players in this city. I'm going to be a major leaguer. And you guys talking that crap, watch what's going to happen. And I used that to practice after school. I used that to take more ground balls than everyone else. I used those those pains that I had to better myself. So what pains do you have? I'm flipping it over to you, because if you're a player that's going through some pains and stuff, how can you use that to your advantage? Do you hit more? Do you practice more? Use it to your advantage. That's your why. When you find your why, and your why is going to change, but when you find that why that like sticks with you and it's your brand, it's your purpose, that's when you're going to separate yourself. And you have to dig deep. You have to be authentic. Figure out who you are. You know, when you don't know what you're playing for, that's hard, because why would you go and practice? You're not going to practice. You know, you're just not going to stay consistent when things get bad. But when you know your why, that's when you're going to propel forward. That's when you're going to be successful. And I want to know your story. I want to know if you went through some pains where people said something about you in school and stuff, and you used that to your advantage, and next thing you know, you were a better player. Or, you know, if there's a story out there that can associate with this, what I'm telling you, comment below. I want to read it. And also, what is your why? Comment below as well. Why do you do what you do? You have to know that if you're going to beat somebody that knows their why. If you don't know your why, and why you practice, why you go to the field early, why you stick with it when things are going bad, and this person over here knows his why, and he's out there saying they're counting me out and I'm going to prove to everybody that I am one of the best, he's going to crush you. So you need to figure out your why. You need to dig deep and understand that I need to figure this out. And when you do figure that out, sky's the limit at that point. They're not going to hold you back, because you got something that you're going to wake up every day and you're going to be like, this is who I am and this is what I want, and nobody's going to stop me. And when you play like that, when there's nothing to lose, you're going to the sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. So with that being said, if you're a baseball player that's serious and you want to improve, I want to give you the hitter's log, which is right here. You'll see it pop up. And basically what that is a journal for a hitter, and you're going to document your thoughts, your approach, your plans, the pitches you see. You're going to jot down everything, and what you're going to do is use that to your advantage, because you'll have a good sample of data that you can analyze and then figure out your hitting approach. You can figure out your weaknesses, and when you play to your strengths, that's what's going to separate you as a player, because you'll be able to know what you do well, and then go up to the plate and play to that. See, the best players know what they do well, and the ones that struggle don't know what they do well. So you want to be in the former instead of the latter. So if you're interested in that, click the link below. I'm also going to give you video training that walks you through how to use it, and explain to you how I used it to better myself. It's one of the best things that, you know, I can offer you, and I think if you're a young baseball player, you should definitely have it. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.